some grown man needs. Come on. We vibing on some grown man needs. We loving on some grown man needs. I know, you know, that you're down with me. You know, I know, that you're feeling me. Come on. Know that the time has passed for you to raise your glass, to stand up, pull your pants up, and you know that it's time to represent. We riding on some grown man-ish. We step into some grown man-ish. Conversation on some grown man-ish. Put your hands up on some grown man-ish. We puffing on some grown man-ish. We sipping on some grown man-ish. We vibing on some grown man-ish.
Can you hear us now, y'all?
Can y'all hear?
I had cut them off. Early.
What you mean you cut them off early?
The mutes. I took them off early.
But you still had them on, right?
No.
Or what you just take off now?
They was, but I took them off early. That's the first thing I did before the music was playing, sugar.
Well, you must not have, baby, because
Well, it's all right. Listen,
Brandon, can you hear?
listen.
they can hear us now. Yes,
Okay.
now they can
It
hear.
is all right. The mute buttons.
See?
The mute buttons were on. Anybody that's listening to me right now that has never made a mistake, please send your information to Yolanda so we can have you on the show next week. All right?
No, you don't have to do it like that.
Please,
Who's never made a mistake? You won't.
Right.
You should not get an invitation from anybody.
Exactly.
Right.
So
You have everybody out there have made mistakes.
It was just an overlook.
I know.
And I'm gonna make mistakes. So if you keep looking at me and you keep following at me, you're gonna see a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right. Trust and believe.
Mistakes to perfection.
That's all.
Yeah,
So
but that's
now
okay.
you can
We're
hear
clear
us.
now, so
we
we're
can
gonna
pick it up,
bring it back.
like we left off. All right, we can pick it right back up.
Yes,
where
we
left
were
off.
introducing this beautiful sister in the studio, Tijuana.
So they didn't hear that
Brown.
part?
Yeah, I don't think they
Okay.
heard that part.
Did they
That's
hear
the
your
part.
introduction?
No, they didn't even get to hear my introduction.
Well, go ahead.
As
Go
far
ahead.
as, okay, she
That
is a
means it's nice.
superwoman. She is a mother. She is a daughter. She is a sister. She is also a community activist, as well as an entrepreneur and future city councilman. Y'all, let's give it up for Miss Tijuana Brown in the studio tonight. Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you so
said,
much.
in response to that phenomenal introduction, I'll take you over Oprah any day.
That's
Thank
what she
you.
said.
I will take your husband over Steve Harvey.
Thank you.
And those are some great names in the community because
Yes.
I know people that love me, support me, and pour into what I've done, what I've told you I want to do, the vision that I've had for my platform, for Beauty After Bars, for my life, for my community, for my people, and it's real. And canvassing out there in those streets is real.
Yeah,
Knocking on the doors,
yeah,
seeing people that say hello.
yeah,
I want to see something different.
yeah,
It's been real.
yeah.
I answered a call from the community. As I stated, I never talked about being in politics. I'm not a politician.
Right.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm a woman in the community that has a passion for change. I've been able to implement change. I have a footprint that show that I'm an effective leader, that I can follow policy, that I can create policy, that I can write policy, that I can also oppose policy, and I don't go along to get along. When you get elected to city council, you got one vote. That's important that people know that.
Oh,
You got one vote. One.
Not two, not
You
three.
get one vote.
Not four.
You need 5 others. Push it through. Let's be crystal clear on that.
okay.
I want people to understand that. But when you put yourself out there in the community to be a vessel for people that trust you,
Right,
you can help them understand the local level of government
right,
and how it works.
right,
Right.
Local, state, federal. You got to understand it.
Yeah,
If you don't understand it, then we're going to always set ourselves up for failure. And I want people to understand what that looks like.
Now, something that you may not have heard because of my mishap was when she said that she had a 4.0 GPA
yes.
and she was studying criminal justice
Johnson C.
at Johnson C. Smith, and she's off this semester, and that's a big deal. A lot of you may know her from her works in the community and her organization, Beauty
After
the Bars, which I have the honor and the privilege of hosting that gala for the last couple of years. And that is a beautiful thing when you see all of these females who were formerly incarcerated coming together, sharing their love and sharing their stories and showing their love for this young lady right here. One of the best things that you could have said was, I am not a politician. Because too many people go into it trying to be politicians, or they get turned into politicians. And we've seen enough, we've heard enough, and we know enough that politicians are one of the things that gives government, especially on the local level, a bad
Yes.
name.
A bad name.
I appreciate the fact that you said you heeded the call of the community and you're not a politician, which means you can go into this with your own thinking. You don't worry about carrots being dangled in front of you. You don't worry about being persuaded. You can go into this being blind and doing what you do, telling the truth, defending the people, and being yourself, which is a handicap.
Yeah.
And you really don't know who they are anymore. They turn into
a politician.
Which is status quo.
Which is status quo.
We don't need any more of them.
No, we don't need any more status quo and rewrite the narrative of what it really looks like. And I don't know if people understand the extent of my background, my knowledge, the ability to sit in that seat. First, I want to say, there's no prerequisite to sit in the seat.
I was going to ask, so before
There is no prerequisite to sit in the seat.
I was going to say, what do you say to the people who say that, is she really qualified to be in this seat and be running for city council?
Am I not really qualified to be in the seat to be running for council? Mm-hmm. I would oppose that. Mm-hmm. Is she qualified? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, what makes you qualified?
That's
right.
What makes you not qualified?
Right.
You know, there is no prerequisite to run for city council. Mm-hmm.
Do you feel
there's no qualification to run for city council?
It ain't like the presidency.
Right. Well, now we understand that.
You don't have to fill out an application to run for city council.
Yeah.
You have to file for office, which I did with the Board of Election. But I want people to understand that it doesn't matter how much you know, how much knowledge you have, if the people don't know that you care about them.
Uh-oh. Absolutely. That's real. Absolutely.
I say that again. I want to say that again. And I want to look into people do not care how much you know, how much knowledge you have, how many PhDs, MDs, master's degrees, whatever your title is, your accolades, if you do not care about the people.
Right.
They don't care how much you know unless you show how much you care.
Right.
Well, I know it ain't going to be no city council women with no red bottoms on.
Come on now.
So for that alone, you need to vote for her.
Well,
because I want to see how fly she going to walk up into the city council meetings and shut it down right there. That's what I want to see.
But I got on flip-flops tonight because he told me.
You don't tell the people that. Okay. They didn't.
Right, they can't even see. They don't even know.
I'm doing theater of the mind right
You all are like it then because that means I'm transparent.
Exactly.
I'm going to go in transparent.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I was going to say,
but you better not go to no city council meeting with no flip-flops.
I will not. I'm going to go in city council meeting stepping. If I have the honor to represent my people, if the people elect me to represent them, I'm going to represent them. I'm very excited about the path and the campaign that we're running.
I was going to say, I feel like you're going to get in there and ruffle some feathers, Tijuana, and I say that because I know how strong you are and how hard you ride for your people and for your community. And, I feel like you're going to uncover a lot of shady things that may be going on. A lot of, you're going to speak to a lot of situations and processes and things that could probably happen to be better, that will help benefit the community. Are you, and I know you're fearless, but as a woman, and as you stepping into this role with all the many hats that you already wear, are you worried about ruffling any feathers? Like, how do you feel? You know what I mean? That's a big, you're carrying a big weight on your shoulders, I feel. And I love what you're doing, and I commend you for everything that you're doing in the community and how you are stepping up to the plate. You are really speaking it, not only speaking it, walking it, and talking it. But how do you feel like?
Can we step back for a minute when you say I'm really, really stepping up to the plate? I want people to know I'm really, really stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
This is a different step up to the plate.
Yes, absolutely.
I play softball and the bases loaded.
Right.
You ready to hit the ball and hit a grand slam? No, I'm really stepping up to the plate. Mm-hmm. Really stepping into the plate. Bringing my family up to the plate.
Yeah.
When you answer a call for public service, you really answer a call for public service. Mm-hmm. They start to scrutinize.
Right.
And my life is an open book.
They like to dig.
They like to dig, but I've already dug it out.
You sure?
The dirt is already on the table.
Right, your truth has been told.
The truth has been told for a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And we all are greater than our worst mistake. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to show them that we are. Showing is there. But when you say, am I worried? No, not at all. I can hold my own. I think I can. I think I've been living long enough. I'm 50 now, and I think that I've been through the worst that I can go through. I think I have. I really think I have. I think I am available and ready for whatever comes my way with this position.
I love it.
If you stay ready, you never have to get ready.
Right.
So from what you have been doing since day one, you have been preparing yourself for a moment like this. You didn't know what the moments would be, from softball to beauty after the bars to now stepping into the world of politics as far as city council. You have been preparing yourself. Your story has been building for this moment. And I think that you are totally prepared, because there's one thing about you that I wish every person in politics had. That is true integrity.
Thank you.
True
Thank you.
integrity. See, a lot of people...
Y'all heard that, true integrity.
True integrity. A lot of people lose it in politics because they go in strong and they go in taking a stance, but then they get behind them closed doors where the people can't see.
Right.
And it's words that are said, it's things that are dangled, it's incentives that
Absolutely.
are put out there.
Absolutely.
And then they start to sway, they start to fold, they start to bend.
Yeah.
You see, you one of them old school funeral home chairs.
I am.
Come on now.
I am.
That I don't care what happened.
It's not happening.
You can't bend them legs. You
cannot.
can't fold them up. It is what it is. And I think the people can appreciate that. But here's the thing. They always can appreciate it during, like you play softball, during the pregame, during the warm-up.
In the pregame. In the warm-up. Everybody's cheering for you.
Everybody. But
Everybody's cheering for
when
you.
the game starts and that pressure and
Yeah.
it tighten up
Yeah.
and they start saying, uh-oh,
There she go.
she been hitting all game.
Right.
She better not get up here now and strike out. She been hitting all game. She better, I know what she gonna do.
Yep.
Because that's us.
That's us.
That's
is us.
how we do. Because politics, first of all, let me just say this. I am not a political
Correct.
platform advocate.
Not at all.
Because I think politics is full of shit.
Yeah.
All right? But that's politics as a whole.
As a whole. I got it.
Collectively. But individually, when people go in politics that can make a difference, that's when other politicians get upset.
Absolutely. Oh, it's been upset. So let's talk on that.
They don't want to see people like you.
They don't want to see people like me. Listen, I have been blackballed behind the scenes. I have.
Already?
Already. I have been.
Already?
Yes.
They
I'm
don't
talking
see
about the
people like you.
leaders that are already in position. I'm transparent.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm transparent. So I'm going to tell it like it is. You know, someone that comes along that wear bathing suits on Instagram.
Right.
That dance with my daughter, that do the Drake challenge with my daughter.
Right.
That do things that are unconventional. That walk in a room with red bottoms on. But if you knew
Your story.
my walk
Okay?
Come
okay.
on now.
get there,
Okay.
to get to the credentials. I told you I had a 4.0 at Johnson Smith University. I don't get one dime from the government. Talking about politics. I am still incarcerated to my fines and my fees. I am still incarcerated
Y'all hear that?
to my fines and my fees. When I was 20 years old, I took money from the government, okay? And I owed them $500,000. I bet you didn't know that.
Talking to Mike.
$500,000. And I still cannot get any financial aid to go to school. So when you look at a 4.0 student, not only am I going to school and busting the books, but I'm also having to pay for it out of pocket.
Wow.
Johnson Smith is a private institution.
Yeah.
For me, because I don't live on campus, it's $19,000 a year. Students that live on campus about $31,000 a year. So it's very expensive. So yeah, the politics are there. I beat the odds. So when you talk about you're gonna vote for me, and then behind the curtains you do something different,
Yeah.
you're not hurting me, you're hurting the community.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be hard to find someone unconventional that's dedicated and committed to our cause. You hear everybody talk about 4 key pointers. What are they? Affordable housing, transportation, economic mobility, and public safety. I've been affected by all of them. I've been affected by all of them. There was a house that we once couldn't afford. Economic mobility didn't answer my cry
Right.
in the early years. Public safety, well, we seen that.
Yeah.
We know how that goes.
Right.
with the crime rate in my district. I'm in District 3. And then you talk about better neighborhoods and transportation. There was a time when we can walk out the front door and get on a city bus. Well, now you got 85% African American women driving a city bus. When you talk about better transportation, let's talk about how we can better take care of them and better make sure they're safe first. You know, there's steps to these things. There's levels, as we say. People always talk about effective policy. You can talk about policy all day, every day. And I had somebody who I admire talk about, I'm a policy expert, but I'm missing community. You can be a policy expert, but miss community, you missed the mark.
Right.
You failed.
Right.
Because the policy is made for the people.
It's supposed to be anyway.
But if you don't bring the people
right
to the policy, then we got a problem.
Right.
We got a problem. So the 4 key pointers, we hear that all the time. We got all these black leaders in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let's keep it real. Let's speak on it. We lost one today. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Our children are failing. Guns in the school, that's not our area, but I'm going to speak on it. Because I have 2 black daughters. I have a black nephew. I have black cousins that are affected by Charlotte-Mecklenburg school system. But I want to talk about all the black leaders that we have in our city, but we are still 5-0 out of 5-0. That means we're last place. Yeah, we're in last place in economic mobility. So something ain't going right.
What do you think the disconnect is? What do you think is not going right?
The disconnect is what y'all said. They don't want to see me in there, and they don't want to give people a chance that can implement real change. Again, 1 vote. So if I keep you and your husband in place, and y'all set in y'all old ways, y'all are going to vote alike. Y'all votes are going to always match. But when you have somebody sitting on the seat, you know, LaWanna Mayfield, she sat on the seat one time. She's not conventional. She spoke her mind. She got things done. People want to compare you to people that are already in position. Don't compare me because you ain't seen me work behind the dais yet.
Come on now.
You can't compare something that you ain't seen.
Okay.
You got to give me a fair opportunity. And I'm not talking about the community because they love me. The voters love me. I'm talking about the people that are holding the positions that think that they're theirs. Let me tell you about an elected for position. They're elected for the people, by the people. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, the people take you out of those positions.
Get up out of there.
That's it. Elected positions are elected for the people, by the people. It's plain and simple.
Who's one of the leaders that we lost today? We have shout out to the people over here on Facebook: J.D. Houston, Yvette Hollins, Bernard Neal, what's up? T. Gill, what's up? But Janie,
T.
what's
Gill
up?
is the mother of my goddaughter. I love T.
Oh wow, hey T.
And if y'all got any questions or comments,
Yeah,
make sure
please.
that you put them in the
In the thing, yeah. So that
comment
what? And
them
if
in
you
the
have any
comment box.
questions or comments for Tijuana, now is the time to, of course, post them. But someone says that's not his fault. Are they talking about, I guess, whoever the leader is?
They're entitled to their opinion. I'm not here to dispute that. It's not his fault, but I could beg to differ on that. You know, you're in a position, and it takes a team of people. But if you're at the head,
But see, can someone enlighten me because I don't know who the leader is that we lost.
shouldn't the school superintendent.
Oh, school. Gotcha.
Yeah, the school superintendent.
Yes,
Yes. But he walked away with $500,000.
yes. Yes.
You know, he walked away with $500,000. I'll go a step further and say the whole school board need to be dissected.
Yeah.
You know, we need to
right.
reconstruct the entire school board.
Right.
So I'm not here to debate whether or not it was his fault or not. I don't know that. I'm not gloating off anybody's downfall. But when we talk about our community and we talk about our people, we're going to always have a difference of opinions, right?
And there's got to be accountability. Yeah.
Accountability
There's
has
be
to
accountability.
be up front and foremost. Up front and foremost. I can go into the city council position. I get 1 vote. You can't tell the community that, oh, no, they failed, it didn't pass, whatever. 1 vote. And I can be the one opposition. But you'll never hear that I was in opposition. You'll hear that we failed as a whole. That's not my fault, right? I vote 1 vote. And I vote in opposition. But you're not going to hear that. You're going to hear that we failed as a whole. So I would beg to differ that it's not my fault. Yeah. You know, at the same time, you got to be true to what you're true to. And I think I'm true to what I'm true to at this age.
Right.
You know, I think I'm true to what I'm true to.
Right.
That's it and that's out. Behind closed doors, I've had the opportunities to go left.
Right.
I chose to go right.
Right.
You know, I've had the opportunities to go left. I'm being honest with you. There ain't nothing that I haven't seen or been
Right.
opposed again. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Someone
I am not.
proposition.
Listen, I don't have an innocent story. I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for the community.
Yeah.
I'm perfect for that voice for the community.
That's what matters.
I'm perfect to elevate them. And I think that when you open up the door for new people to come in, for something different, when you answer a cry for the community, you know, you can ask people to vote for you all day, right? And you can win that election. But when you disappear and you don't answer emails, I get in a position, I get brand new, I don't answer my emails anymore. I don't answer my telephone calls. I don't show up at community events. I need to go.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple.
Yeah.
It's a position for the people by the people.
Yeah.
It's an elected position. They don't belong to the elected positions. Yeah. And if they think that, I'm here to tell you that the positions don't belong to you. They are people positions. And at the end of the day, when people want somebody else in there, that's what's going to happen. I'm answering the cry for the community. I want you to know that they took 27 signs off of West Boulevard where I'm born and raised, where my footprints are.
Stop playing.
27 signs.
Off?
Yesterday, 27 of my
Someone
signs.
came out and just took them down?
Sabotage. Took all my signs off West Boulevard. Those signs are very expensive. Very expensive. They even took the ones in front of my campaign headquarters. You know why I opened a campaign headquarters on West Boulevard? Because it never been done before. And I wanted to open it in a community where that surrounds me with love. I live in Still Creek. I live in the suburbs of my community. I wanted to open it in my neighborhood where I was born, where my history was at.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a city council lady if I get elected for all people. But there's a focus on my people. I'm going to keep it real with you. There's two different levels. There's two different needs. In the suburbs where I live at, that's a different need. They don't, that's not what they need on the four corners of West Boulevard, where Jack in the Box is, where Grapevine, Golden Walk, and the bonding office used to be at. That's what I know.
Yeah.
My mom used to feed people out of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Boy, and they done shut down the Golden Walk. It's over.
Oh,
It's over.
yeah. That
I
food,
never
something
thought
was wrong with that
I'd
food.
see the Golden Walk shut down.
Right.
That's history.
Right.
They done shut that down.
Bernard Neal says, "What's up, sister?" From Greater Mount Sinai Baptist Church.
That is it.
Remember?
1243 West Boulevard.
Hey,
Absolutely.
come
Greater
on
Mount
now.
Sinai.
Greater Mount
Greater Mount
Sinai Baptist
Sinai.
Church from Dr.
Y'all got
Carey.
a letter missing off y'all sign.
We do not. We got a new sign down there.
All right,
That's a lot, because I just put a sign down there.
I know, right?
You know that's a lot. I done walked up and down West Boulevard canvassing.
Right.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Listen, when she said,
All them elders in the
when
church.
she said a fair opportunity, right? She said, all he needs is a fair we don't, first of all, I don't want you to have no fair opportunity. See, I just want you to have an opportunity and then make it fair.
Yeah.
You see, I don't want you to have no fair opportunity.
I can go with
because
that.
a fair opportunity in Mecklenburg County, everything is systematic. This is still the good old boy network. And just because you have melanin in your skin does not mean that you cannot be and are not a part of the influence of the good old boy network. Because if they lean on you enough and they dangle that carrot in your face, and we know how some people love titles, and you get caught up in the title, and you never see yourself leaving because you're going with the status quo.
You're going
And
with the
as
status
long
quo.
as you go with the status quo, everything is okay. But the question starts to be asked, sir or ma'am, how do you sleep
At night.
at night?
Yeah.
How do you sleep at night? Some of them don't. Some of them don't sleep at night. But I want to go back to my science for a minute, Ken. I'm very passionate about
Yeah,
that.
go
And
on.
hold on,
Because-
Tom, you got before you do, you got a call to action right here. Do you know what Robert Heath? He says, "Tone, call me ASAP." Lee, you supposed to hit him in his
Right.
DM. You
Right.
don't put
Not
your number
anymore.
up for
But not
everybody to
anymore.
see. Bernard said,
Bernard Neal said not anymore. So
all
listen,
right.
let's talk about grassroots.
Talk about them signs.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Okay.
I want to talk about a grassroots organization. I want to talk about asking people for donations that go to work every day. People that will tell you, I get paid next week, but I'll make a donation to your campaign, and done that because they want to see real change. Those signs are so dear to me because I have seniors that are on a fixed income that say, baby, if you come by tomorrow, I have some extra change and I want to pour into your campaign. I bought those signs with that money. See, I don't have developers or attorneys writing me
A
checks.
machine.
"Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm knocking on doors. I'm sending text messages. I'm asking people to donate to my campaign.
Yeah.
So when you go, it's public information, and you see what people are raising, and you see who are donating to the campaign. I'm staying true to my people.
Yeah.
I'm staying true to the grassroots. So when you take a sign that costs $2,400, $2,000 for 150 signs,
Yeah.
to spread over a district that has 125,000 people. Yeah. But let's talk about that district. They won the city council in District 3 with 3,300 votes. Did you hear what I said?
And it's 125,000
125,000 people in the district. People don't vote,
Right.
Tone.
Right.
They don't vote. They complain. They send text messages. They talk about they want to see real change. You got to understand the local levels. I've already said, if you're just tuning in, I'm not a politician, but I love my people. Mm-hmm. If anybody want to make a difference, step up in this way. I'm going to tell you, you thought I was busy? I'm real busy. Mm-hmm. I'm so busy that I had to take time for self-care. Mm-hmm. Anxiety up here. Yeah, this strong, beautiful, black, bold, courageous woman that survived 90 days in solitary confinement, 2 incarcerations, delivering my beautiful daughter inside those walls, coming home, checking the box, and going back. This is a different beast.
Yeah.
This is a different beast.
Yeah.
Being committed to the community and sold out to the community, Beauty After the Bars is mine. This position is theirs. Mm-hmm. I can say no with Beauty After the Bars. I can say no with the community position too. But there's a whole lot of opposition that comes with that.
Right.
So the scales are truly unbalanced. So when I say I'm going to bring it back, when I say I'm going to bring it back to those signs were bought by the community. And so when you took them and destroyed them, you put a cut in my campaign.
Yeah. So look, we have a question here. We have a couple of people. So Sabrina, she says, can we discuss affordable housing in the West Boulevard community? She said, what are the updates on funding that will help the Remont housing area? And she says, what tier is Mecklenburg County for receiving fund from the state? How can we get the community development funded for North Mecklenburg County?
Well, there's a lot of funds out there already, and they have a 2040 plan. You know,
okay.
You already know about that. That's 2040. That's 20 to 40 years on what the city will look like. Affordable housing is in that. Mm-hmm. Transportation is in that. Economic mobility for all people is in that. But when you start talking about something that's going to go out 20 to 40 years, we need to talk about what's affected today. So affordable housing to me looks like meeting people right where they at, making sure they have somewhere safe to stay that they can pay for. So you start talking about all these technical terms, affordable housing, what's the bonding, what tier we on. A tier to me looks like when I drive down under Moorhead Bridge, let me keep it real for you.
Yeah.
When I drive under Moorhead Bridge and I see people laying on the sidewalk that don't want to lay there, we need to find somewhere for them to stay. So before we go to affordable housing, and teaching people about financial literacy, let's meet people where they at. That's what we're missing. We're missing meeting people right where they are. Affordable housing we've been talking about forever. We've been talking about that forever. Listen, let me tell you about affordable housing. Affordable housing, when my mom used to walk from Southside to Kentucky Fried Chicken, no lie, and can pay her rent, pay her car payment, buy us nice clothes. We had to stand in line for no Michael Jordan tennis shoes. We had the best of the best, and we were living in government assistance. Meeting people where they at, they're tearing down everything. Mm-hmm. Meeting people where they at. They did that. They did it. I'm 50 years old.
Yeah.
My mom used to walk across the bridge, work at Kentucky Fried Chicken, come home with her paycheck, pay the rent, pay the car payment, insurance, feed us, buy us nice clothes, okay? I want to see that come back. Take care of your community right where you are. Leaders step up, You can write a comprehensive plan with 500 pages, but when you send to a senior that's sitting on the porch, that's behind her rent and getting ready to lose her rent, you talking about what tier we in and how much money they getting, but it's missing Remount Road, it's missing Southside, it's missing West Boulevard. You got to rewrite a plan for me. Yeah. You got to rewrite a plan for me. I'm just keeping it real. You can talk about the West Boulevard playbook all you want to, but there has been, in my district, in West Boulevard, there has been 13 shootings in the last 2 months. Okay?
This is still systematic is the word, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
When I talk about the network, now, we know what gentrification is.
Yeah, I feel you. Thank you. I'm glad somebody feel me because I'm speaking the truth.
Pop up on the screen.
Compromise is sad and real. Yes, it is.
When you go to, I see it all the time. You go into a predominantly black neighborhood. an historic neighborhood, and you go one street over, just one street, and you got the main street with these houses that look like what's going on in this neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Where's the need to help this neighborhood get up to speed? Mm-hmm. And then you go one street over.
Come on now.
Just one. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 houses that reflect the main street of what do we need to do to get this neighborhood up to speed. And then you got a $450,000 house here.
Right.
You got a $500,000 house here.
Right.
And then you see Caucasians coming out in the driveway, okay, with BMW trucks and Benz trucks, and they right next to somebody's grandmama.
That's been there for 47 years.
Right there,
Thank
50
you.
years.
Like mine.
And you saying to yourself, how? When you start talking about an economic plan, and you start writing them pages out, I will guarantee you that the benefactor of those plans are the developers,
Yes.
the ones with the money, not the residents.
Right. And I want to go.
Because if you can put $2 million worth of houses on one street over,
Right.
why you can't put $150,000 of repairs, mock-ups,
Absolutely.
makeups, or even put some affordable housing on that street
Right.
that represents that community?
Right.
You got a sign that say you're in a historically black neighborhood. You got a street, you got a couple grocery stores, and then you go one street over, and it looks
Totally
like
different.
Valentine. You say,
Look like
well,
Valentine.
how did it? I tell you, Lon, all the time. I ride around and I see, and I say, how did they?
I ride around.
How
I
did
do
they
it.
put that there? When did that get there? Who is putting those there?
But let me tell you how deep rooted it is for me, Tone. You know, I've been living in District 3 all my life. I've been living in you can't tell me about District 3. That's the thing, you can't tell me about District 3. I'm gonna call out some neighborhoods to you to let you know how real it is. Okay. Yeah. My mom and my grandmother was born in Brick Hill. Okay. Brick Hill. We moved to Southside home on Baltimore. Not even in Southside. There's some duplexes that's still standing across the street from Southside in Southside. But the entrance now, $500,000. They stand up tall like this. If you go down the street, those duplexes, it was 7 of us in those, baby. It was 7 of us in those duplexes. I never had a desire to sell out my community. Across the street was Southside. When things got better, we applied to move in Southside. So then I grew up in Southside. But from Southside, we went to Treetop, still my district, right? From Treetop, we went to Land Grant. That's McDowell Farms.
Well, you
Still
naming
my
all
district.
the places. I
Still my
remember those
district, okay?
places.
All my friends in Winston Trail, Airwood Road, still my district. Still Creek, where I live at now, my district. You go down 485, get off on Mount Holly Huntersville Road, bring it back up to Paul Tuckett, still my district. Take Valleydale, still a little bit in my district.
Come on now.
You come back up, okay? Around Brookshire, down by downtown, Wilmore,
Oh, yeah.
Ponderosis, okay? Little Rock, Boulevard Homes that's not even standing there anymore. Dalton Village, which is Arbor Glen now. Southview has the lowest voter turnout rate in the history of voting. So when you talk to me about District 3, don't talk to me about District 3. When you see my signs, when you see these signs, when you drive down and you see these signs in yards, it's the history of the district, baby, and you can't beat that. I don't care how many credentials you bring to the table.
Yeah.
When grandma friends say vote for Tia,
Come on
that's
now.
what's going to happen. Okay? You can knock on the door and say what I did wrong. It ain't necessarily what you did wrong.
Yeah.
It's what she's doing right.
Woo, you better give us some firebombs.
Okay?
Let's
So that's the history of District 3 for me. It's real for me. It's real for me. That same bridge I used to walk over to walk my mom to work so she can take care of me and my sister, that same bridge is still standing. Cheerleading in Revolution Park at PAL. Swimming in the swimming pool that's no longer standing. Okay? Where the developers has made, I don't even know what it is because there's no interest to me in my community. But at the end of the day, when I say I serve District 3, I serve District 3.
She done let y'all
I know
know.
District 3 like the inside of my. Listen, I've lived in all zip codes. No lie. 28203, 28208, 28214, 28217, which is Clinton Park, Roseland, 28273 and 28278. But when you ask me why am I running, why wouldn't I run?
Right, because you know.
You're in a position that's not being opposed.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Nobody in public office deserves to just get a shoe-in, because ain't nobody doing that good of a job.
Right.
Nobody deserves to get a shoe-in. At any given time, anybody can run against anybody. If I get in a position and somebody want to run against me, more power to you. But that's what an elected position is. So I know District 3. I know it like the back of my hands.
Yeah.
You talk about affordable housing, I know about it.
Let's get some of
because
these.
we lived in it. Get the questions
Yeah,
going.
let's get some of these comments that's on Facebook. So Sabrina says exactly, Tone. She said my point. Necessary changes that we need for our community to grow right now, and that's why we need to know the tier. Because if we don't know, that's how they get that done. So, what do you say to that comment? Because I know
Sabrina's stuck on the tier. Mm-hmm. I mean, the tier of the money that they're bringing in for. I don't know the exact amount or the tier. I'm transparent. Mm-hmm. I don't know the exact amount of money that they get or the tier. I'm running for the position. I'm not in the position. Mm-hmm. I'm running for the position. I'm not in the position. Mm-hmm. If that's something you want me to look at, I'd be more than happy to do that. What? But we're stuck on the tier. I want to be stuck on change and a movement. Right. I want to move the people forward, and I know I have the ability to do that.
Right.
You can say tier all day. They've been voting. Again, we have all black leaders in position. Remember, this is tier the activists.
Right.
Still coming out. 50 out of 50, and we're last.
Right.
We're last in upper mobility. So at the end of the day, something's not being done right.
Something's not.
So at any given time, anybody can shift and move over and let somebody come in and give him an opportunity, right?
Yeah. Right.
So Bernard Neal says, you want to read that, Tom?
This is not the first time Charlotte is repeating what it did to Brooklyn in the 1960s.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
We just ain't got brownstones.
We just don't have brownstones.
They move you out so they can move a different interest in. And the interest is always...
Change that's well overdue. Great topics. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Because one thing about me, I'm not sold out on policy. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not a politician. I'm not sold out on policy. I'm gonna be crystal clear on that. You got to understand, I'm running for a position where policy is already adapted. Mm-hmm. There's a card out for someone that's running against me. And I don't use the opposition name. I don't do that out of respect for myself. Mm-hmm. Because I can run with the best of them. Yeah. I can do whatever needs to be done to get the job done. Let me finish what I started. I've done this. And there's a list of accolades where I say to all of that, the playbook is written. The 2040 comprehensive plan is written. It's out there already. So what are you going to do? Look at it, dissect it, tell the people how it's affecting them. When somebody's sleeping on the bridge, don't know how they're going to feed their family, they don't hear about no tears. Right. They want to know how they're going to take care of their family. Right. Those things that Sabrina's talking about, and I love Sabrina, and I'm glad that she's tuning in and speaking on what she has to speak on. I tell people that think they can do a better job, step up to the plate. Yeah. Run for the position. That's it. It's plain and simple. Oh, I'm real out here in these streets.
Let me shout out my man, because what y'all don't know about is, a year and a half ago, Yolanda can tell you, my man hit me up, and he was like, hey, man, have you ever seriously thought about running for city council? And I was like, man, I'm not doing no politics.
You said the same thing I said.
I ain't doing no politics, because I said it's a clash of interests for me. Mm-hmm. Because I ain't going to last long in politics. No. They're going to do me like they did Malcolm. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now.
That might not,
I ain't going to last long in politics because I don't know how to play by the rules.
Those games.
And they're going to get me out of there so fast for focusing on my people, for seeing what ain't right and saying something about it, taking them meetings and turning them upside down. And I'm shouting out my man, the real Diddy in the city.
Real
Pat
Diddy.
Cannon.
Absolutely.
PC.
And I was like, I can't do it, Pat. Yeah. And he came back. He circled the block again. I say, man, I'm telling you. And then I even tried to play the Islam card. But I say Muslims don't mess with politics.
But I tell you this right
here.
He
say, man, whoop the whoop the whoop. I know I wouldn't last. That's why I take my hat off to you.
Yes.
Because I have the temperament.
Yeah, I got it.
I have the lexicon. I have the patience. I have the understanding. But when I see the bullshit, I ain't going to just sit there in the meeting and just silently cast my vote.
Yeah, but when I tell you that you have, there's always people sending me text messages. I get long text messages about what would you like to do, ABC. I don't want to say it because I want to call people out. I mean, how many community events have I seen you at? I'm just being real because I'm out there and I've been out there for a very long time. It takes a special person to step out of what I do. My life is good. I make good money. I have multiple cars. We live in a nice neighborhood. I didn't ask for this. I'm answering a call for the community. I asked to go back to school to get my degree in criminal justice. And that's what I was granted. I could do two things. I could ignore the call, and that's still failure to my community, right? Or I could answer the call. No matter what happened on May the 17th, when it's primary election day, I've already won. Yeah. And I say that every time I step to the plate. Because anytime you can put your education on hold, something that I'm paying for, something that is in my life book, and that's my playbook. That's what I wrote down for me. To be able to get my education and to move forward and go to law school, to protect my people, to be a Ben Crump in the community.
Come on.
To fight for people when they have a no-knock warrant search, when they put their knee on our neck, when we go jogging in the community and they run us down. That's my passion. But I can bring that same passion to the dais, okay? And shake it up. That's what I intend to do. I don't go alone to get along. I got one vote.
I'm gonna tell you
I got one vote.
Come on now.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Eat cake.
I want you to find another lawyer to compare yourself to.
Eat the cake, Anime.
I want you to find you another lawyer.
Ben get all the money.
Ben Crump. Compare yourself to, goddamn. Ben don't be really winning no cases. Ben get them settlements.
Ben get them settlements. But I'm going to see it.
The butter biscuits a while, and Ben be back there.
You get the concept. It's the message and the thing, moving out forward, taking care of my people, holding my fists up, running them down, showing up, showing out.
That's my Tariq Nasheed.
That's absolutely. I love it. But I love you the same way you love me. The thing about people is they think they have all the answers. I don't. I don't have all the answers.
But that's good you can say that, though.
I can say that, and I can say it without lying.
Some
and looking at
never say that.
Oh, they would never say they don't have all the answers.
Because they think they do have
They think they have all the answers and they fail every time. Failure is just that. You fail, you pick it back up, and you keep moving.
Yeah.
My life is an open book of how you fail, get back up, and keep moving.
Yeah.
When you start to say, I got these credentials, well, I got lived experience. And a whole lot of it.
And that lived experience beat a whole bunch of credentials.
A lot of times they don't even like you to match your credentials with the
those
lived
are right.
experience.
Those
Those
are
are
the
the credentials.
Those are the credentials.
So when you start talking about affordable housing, the tier, this is what I want to see. I want our people.
Let's look at that. Let me see. I can read the whole comment on this end. Bernard says, Sabrina is making a good point. The tier is an important factor. Please look into it. And remember to be able to play the game as well. You must know the game and the rules. We must be well prepared in order to win the game.
Well, I don't play any games.
All right.
I don't play any games. I'm
so,
gonna get my assignment.
Well, what do you say about that? Because it is politics.
But it's not any games though. We're talking about people's lives. I want to go ahead and clear that up now.
And so I
know it's a saying that he's saying. I'm not getting stuck on the word, but I'm real.
Yeah.
And this is who I am. I don't play games. But I think a lot of times, a lot of games are played behind closed doors.
Right.
I think people play games to get in office, and then when they get in office, they sell other people out.
So then, what do you say about this? Because to me, everything there's a protocol, and of course, I don't know. I'm the furthest away from politics. I don't know, and because I feel that there's so much BS and corruptness, and it is the reason, and also to other beliefs is the reason why I don't get involved in it. But I know that when you're going into something and you have policy, you have things in place. If you go in sometimes, they always say you can get more with honey. You can kill more bees with honey or get more bees with honey or attract more bees. I'm mixing a whole bunch of things together.
Your point is well taken, but when you start talking about affordable housing and the amount of money, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know the amount of money they have for affordable housing.
Yeah, no, I know that.
If you ask me, if you go to my page and you see what's top number one, it ain't affordable housing. It's safety. It's public safety for me. It's crime. It's transparency with the police. It's transparency. And I'll pick it back and I'll pivot back to that question about the tier. Look it up and tell me what it is. And now we're working together.
But I think more so instead of the tier, because I know that. I don't even know. But I think what they're saying is someone with your strength and with your power and with your voice who is not afraid to stand up and speak for the people. Sometimes you just being real, which you already know, can be intimidating in certain rooms. So there may be things that they do to block you to even get in certain rooms because they hear your voice coming, not necessarily from the figure.
I got you.
So I'm thinking that from these questions, they're saying, what are things that you able to strategically position yourself or strategically move? Not play the game. I think that's just the word that's being used. But sometimes we do have to fall back maybe or position ourselves or do something different in order to get in to actually be able to get to the person.
You just have to be yourself. I mean, if you're opposing something, you're opposing something.
Okay.
That's just what it is. Again, we start talking about the status quo, like your husband said.
Right.
Going along to get along.
Right.
The things that we've been doing over and over again, year after year after year, that's not working.
Right.
That is not even on the table. We know everybody needs somewhere to live in the city of Charlotte. But in my district, at the top of District 3, since I know the history of that, that crime, those 4 corners on Remount Road, where the gunshot rooms, they're shooting. We got 4 murals in District 3 already where people have died, where they make memorials at. Right. So, at the end of the day, we want to talk about affordable housing. We know gentrification is real. I want to talk about black people learning about financial literacy and becoming homeowners. Yeah. That's the best economic mobility that you can get.
But if we ain't alive,
but if you're not,
then you're killing
if you're not alive and you're killing, but I was even going a step further. I'm talking about jobs, bringing jobs in when the developers come in and they want to dig a hole. Let's talk about what percentage of jobs can stay right in our community. I want to dig a hole in the South Side. That's fine. If 35% of these jobs need to stay right here, livable job, livable wages, so I can afford the homes that you're building in my community.
Hey, Bernard, I'm going to, and I'm not a politician, so I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a secret, okay? Let me tell you a secret.
Oh, we got another comment, too.
All right, let me tell you a secret, okay?
What's more important than affordable housing is raising wages. Stop trying to be the housing market down to us. Amen.
All right.
Thank you, Danielle.
TIA is a great word, and it's used by those who put together a plan that's not formulated for you. You are not the dominant society. Politics wasn't even orchestrated for your best interests in mind. That's why you have to go in and you have to rewrite things for you. This is what the TIA is going to do. The TIA is going to have black contractors searching for jobs. And you're going to have the dominant society come into the neighborhoods, and they're going to restructure the neighborhoods. They're going to leave a piece of the neighborhood just so you can understand it's historic black, but then it's going to look like uptown, which means that kickback and that money is never going to be used, it's never going to be poured in, and it's never going to be a part of these black communities. There's no way in the world that you can live in a city and not see as political influencers, because that's all a politician is. It's like somebody on Instagram. You can't see what's going on.
I mean, did they even hear the interview?
And you can see it, but you don't.
It's gotta be real.
You don't have the voice to sit there and speak out about it because you got people leaning on you. The importance of Tijuana talking about the signs and her saying, well, I pay these signs. These come from the grandmothers. These come from the grassroots. Is because if somebody gives her a donation of $5,000 for her signs, well, they expect her every time she talk. She got to let the people know where that $5,000 came from.
They need to see those
signs.
Who
gave it to me for these signs? And them signs going to be out there because the people that backed her with the signs, number one, ain't going to look like her. So you're not going to have the threat of nobody moving the signs. But number two, it's the lean of the money that represents the initiative.
Can I interject for a minute? Because you're smart. I'm going to check your voter record. All these questions coming in. I want to know how often you vote. I mean, I'm just going to be real.
Yeah.
This is an elected position, but how often do you vote? Did you hear what I said? We live in a district with 125,000 people. They win the election with 3,000 votes, Tone? That's not even 10%. And you want to pressure me on some tier? Right. Come on now. No, we're not voting.
Let's read this full comment by Danielle. She says, Bernard and Sabrina, what's more important than affordable housing is raising wages. Stop trying to bring the housing market down to us and bring the wages up to the housing. We need to stop crying about the wrong stuff.
What I said was meeting people where they at. Did I not say that in the beginning? And developing a plan to do that? Mm-hmm. Because I've already seen that. When you talk about affordable housing, you're talking about an income median. Let's talk about deserts and why you'll never have a Harris Teeter. And let me tell you how intelligent and smart I really am. You can walk and pitch all day talking about getting a Harris Teeter and a Publix in your neighborhood. And I love both of them. I shop at them. And I also shop at the Food Line on Winn-Dixie. The Food Line on Badersford Road. Mm-hmm. We ain't never get no Publix or Harris Teeter in West Boulevard area because the income median don't match what they looking for. So let's be real about that. Mm-hmm. So there's going to always be a desert. You remember when we used to go up to a Wayne supermarket?
Mm-hmm.
And you can, on the Graham and West Boulevard, I used to walk there. There were people that would be in line getting food until they got paid. Okay? This is the creation of where our neighborhood came from to where you just talked about looking like black neighborhood on one street and Ballantyne on the other. Right. So let's talk about what she said, livable wages. Let's get jobs in the community. You can talk to me all day and I can approach them because I've done that many times. The Four Corners on West Boulevard, you talked about the Golden Wharf. I can walk right into that crowd because I'm born and raised where they at. Mm-hmm. Let's not be so right that we wrong. Bernard and Sabrina, I love y'all, but let's not be so right that we wrong. Because at the end of the day, when you talk about taking people off of a corner, I'm shooting dice. I'm selling drugs on the corner. You asking me to go off the corner? Well, guess what? I'm going to leave this corner to go to another corner if you ain't got nowhere for me to go. If you ain't got no play, if you got a West Boulevard playbook, your playbook need to include everybody. Need to include everybody. So I'm not skipping the fact that you asking about the tiers and how important that is in the community, but I'm letting you know that's not the most important thing on my agenda.
See, which ties us into
that's not the most important thing on my agenda.
Hold on a minute. This is why you need to have to come back because it got 3 minutes of the show.
That's fine. I appreciate all the comments.
Let's get Donnell's comment. Or we can sometimes. Yes.
Okay.
So Donnell says the only tier we need to be focusing on now is the wage tier. Raise the wages for black and brown communities.
I totally agree.
So they can afford to stay in the housing that they're being built in these communities. She says $15 an hour can't afford not one darn house in these so-called affordable housing neighborhoods. Let's be real.
And I like Danielle because she's strong in the community. She's an advocate. She's also a part of the union, which endorsed me.
Okay.
You know, I got a national endorsement.
All right, Danielle.
Yes, I'm very excited about that, but she's very smart, and she did bring some attention. You know, she said, what do you think the wage would be? And I said a number. She said, no, not even. Minimum $24 to $26 an hour. And I think people looking don't even realize that. People talking about a livable wage, $15 an hour. $15 hours is poverty.
Right.
Okay, when you talk about living wages and buying a house, paying rent for somewhere to stay, if that's what you do, you crawl before you can walk. Right. But I want people to know that I've been through stuff. Lost house, lost job, been in corporate America, ran corporations, been overseas setting up call centers and corporate, work for American Airlines. Listen, my credentials are there. But at the end of the day, I get one vote. I'm going to leave you with that.
Yeah.
Because you can press all you want to. One vote. And I also want to say in District 3, we have 125,000 people for 3 years consecutively. Yeah. 3,000 votes have won District 3.
Well, we got to before. Yep. And we
3,000 votes has won.
Before we go, so Bernard, Neal, and Sabrina have both made comments. So we got to address these comments before we go. He says, I agree with the affordable housing. We need to bring the wages up. I grew up in affordable housing as well. He says, so public housing. So I'm not talking you down. I know, but all of it doesn't show.
I got you, no problem.
So I'm just saying that we need to know how the money flows so we know how we can change it and move it. By the way, every time have never missed a vote in 42 years.
That's fine.
Okay.
That one specific. That one specifically for you. You know, I've been voting since I came home from incarceration in 1996.
Yes.
You know, I have an impeccable voting record, but
yes.
I also want, you know, I want to know who I'm answering to. I mean, I'm just being honest. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sharing me, so thank you for sharing you.
Yes.
We're family, but, at the end of the day, I'm going to speak my truth.
And we're talking as a collective, beautiful people.
Collective, beautiful people.
We're not talking specifics, because Tijuana doesn't know everybody personally.
Right.
But she's talking from a collective. She's talking from a platform of information.
Right.
And what she's basically saying is, if you don't vote, it's very hard for you to have such a strong opinion on policy and you're not a part of the voting process. Now, you are, Bernard, and we appreciate that, because we need more people like you.
Yeah.
And so, salute to you. And everybody is not like you. There is a plethora of people who will have a lot to say, a lot of questions to ask, and they themselves don't know the background of the question that they're asking,
Right.
but they're agitating, but they haven't voted.
Right.
All right? So really, you don't have the privilege to try to press anybody about an issue, and it's going to fall on deaf ears, because she's going to give you her heartfelt answer and tell you what she's trying to do for the community, and then you're not, in turn, going to go vote. And not just vote for her, but go vote, period. Black people like to wait for the presidency, and that's when we vote.
Yeah, but
We think the president is going to wave a wand and fix everything. I
Doesn't
hope
happen
you've
like
seen that them catfish nuggets, them collard greens, and them butter biscuits that Joe Biden had for you at the polls. I hope you're full. I hope your stomach's full, because you see you ain't got no tangibles since he been in office. You ain't got no tangibles. But he told you, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's what he thought about you, and he was telling you then, but you wanted him, and you got him. And guess what you're getting? Nothing, and Kamala can't do nothing. Don't say her name to me, because she can't do nothing. She can do for you about the same as the man at the car wash can do for you. She can't do nothing. And the young lady that just got into the Supreme Court, stop that. That's not a tangible. That's when you give a dog a bone so he start barking. But when his stomach start growling again, he going to go right back to barking. That's not a tangible. That's ceremonial. That's not a tangible. We ain't got no tangibles yet, and we won't. You know why? Because unity.
Thank you, Bernard. I really appreciate
is
that.
not a word in our vocabulary. Until we come together for one common cause, family, you're not going to get no tangibles. And if we don't start on the local level, where your judges are, where your sheriffs are, where your police chiefs are, where your city council are, if you don't start there to make the change in your neighborhoods and your streets, don't worry about what they're doing in Washington. Washington, they over there sending billions dollars to the Ukraine.
Yeah, it is.
But you can't get potholes fixed in your street.
Can't get potholes fixed in your street.
Because that's how this thing is going down.
So let's get Sabrina's comment.
Go ahead.
Before
Sabrina, comment.
Yes.
No problem. Go right
She
ahead.
says, Tia, I have got you. She said, I want to make sure that everyone understands iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, do. Yeah, do.
We have to have these conversations. We're wearing jerseys. She said we're wearing the same jerseys, and Tia knows that if there's information that I know, I will share it with her. We are in this thing together. No apologies for the question. She said the questions that makes us think will be in the next room. Okay.
You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not upset. You're entitled to your opinion. And I want to end on this. That is low. I want to end with my sister, though. The money has to flow through these big businesses who come here and set up and shop and bring in their workers. Charlotte, as a city, needs to require these companies to pay a livable wage, less than 10%. Charlotte citizens even know the power of the city council. Right, they don't know the power of the city council. Bless all of you, too. I'd like to say thank you so much for tuning in. Early voting starts April the 28th, next Thursday, through May the 14th. We have an office on West Boulevard. You want to come up there and talk about anything you want to talk about? 1520 West Boulevard, Suite F. I have a fundraiser this weekend. Grassroots fundraiser is going to be at 1610, Project 1610. That's on 1610 Allegheny, which is in my district. So, yeah, Tia don't have all the answers, but Tia have the courage. Tia has the power. Tia love her people. Tia has integrity. Tia has credentials. And, again, what's the prerequisite to run for city council? All of you can run if you want to.
How can they follow you on social media?
You got to be a voter. You got to be a voter to follow. That's for sure. This is my name. It's just my name. My website is Tijuana.Brown. I guess what? All you go to my website and put $5 on the campaign.
5
TijuanaBrown.com.
And
Drop
God
$5.
bless you tonight. And Sabrina says she's definitely voting.
And tomorrow is 420. So put 5 on it.
Well, Sabrina might be definitely voting, but I don't think Sabrina is in my district. I don't think she's in
Sabrina,
my
are you in District 3?
I don't think Sabrina's in my
Yeah,
district.
let us know if you're in District 3. If you are, then
And
make sure you vote for my sister.
before we go, let's wrap up on this. Since she said voting starts April 28th.
Oh.
Now, I don't ask for a lot because I'm one of those people who always came up. I was an only child. So I was up under the philosophy of I do everything myself. And you don't even ask people to help you or ask people to support you. You overcome the need for that by doing everything yourself. But what I've learned since I was let go at the station, what I've learned is the people is where your support lies.
Yes.
And you can't do everything yourself. You need support. You need the people. And I found out just how much support and how much love I have from the people.
Absolutely.
Since I'm not on air anymore. And that is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I say all that to say this. Next Thursday night is Laugh It Up Thursdays. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because everybody, I don't care who you are, what walk of life, what income, needs a good laugh because laughter is the best medicine. I'm bringing one of the funniest females in the country, hands down. Over 107,000 followers. Her name is Just Niche.
Come on.
Out of Chicago. You can go to Showtime and look at the Monique and Friends special. She's a part of that, as so as I was. You can go and look at her special on Comedy Central. You can go to Kevin Hart's LOL Network and look at her on Heart of the City. You can look at the Kevin Hart interview on my Instagram. But what I need the people to do is tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah.
If you need a laugh, I need you to come and support. The support is real. The love is real.
Yes, it is.
Tijuana tell you love and support are action
Love and
words.
support. If you have friends like Tone and his wife, you're blessed. And I'm blessed.
Come out.
I'm blessed.
And you tell them that next Thursday night at Stats, 8 p.m., is Laugh It Up Thursdays. You go to ysprosent.com and you get your tickets and come out and laugh with us. And it's always better to come out in twos because laughter is always better in twos than just by yourself. People last month bought tickets, and even if they could not come, they gifted the tickets to other individuals so they could come. The reason why I'm asking this of the people is because Just Niche loves Charlotte. She has not had an opportunity to come back before the pre-pandemic hit. And she's looking forward to coming next week. And I told her that the people would be there to show her love. So I'm asking the people
To come and show love.
Support, show love, go get your tickets. Yes, you can buy at the door, but go get your tickets. Go to ysprosent.com and come out to Stats next Thursday night and laugh with us.
Yes.
Show love with us. And I'm trying to get my sister, Tijuana Brown, to come out to the show.
I think she might be in the
So
building.
she can get her laugh on too, because she understands that laughter is the best medicine.
Laughter is the best medicine.
So she can come up on stage and talk to a built-in audience about her vision and why she thinks you should support her on this journey for city council.
Yes.
All right?
And any of you who want to meet her, you know what I mean? You'll get a chance to see her and meet her and talk to her personally. So make sure you come out next Thursday, April 28th, ysprosent.com.
So I'm asking the people to support like you've never supported before. The way she's asking you with 125,000 people in the district.
Come on now.
And it's taking 3,300 votes, and she's asking you nicely.
Yeah.
She's asking you, come out and vote. Don't just come out and vote. And I'm asking you nicely with intention that you'll heed the call, because you know how I love the people.
Love the people.
Come out. Don't just say you're going to support. Come out.
Yeah.
Buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Come out and see us.
Yeah.
Come out and laugh with us, because there's a lot of people who watch the podcast and you haven't come to a Laugh It Up Thursdays, and this can be the perfect one to come to. All right, this will be the perfect start for you to come, get your laugh on.
Laughter is definitely good for the heart.
See her in person. So you know the love is real, the support is real. We love you for real, not for ratings. Next Tuesday night, inshallah, we will be back. All right, with another incredible episode. Tonight was amazing. We're gonna have to get our sister back, but listen, from what I heard tonight and from what I've seen tonight, I don't even vote. Okay, I don't. You know, Muslims got that thing about voting. Yeah, you do. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a go vote.
We gonna put a ballot up in there for her.
Oh my God, I'm honored. Y'all are in my district too.
This ain't no joke. I don't vote. No, I don't mess with no voting booth. I tell you that, and you can send all your comments.
But you got 3 people you vote for.
But I'm telling you right now, I got 3 that I'm gonna pull the lever for. You want to hear him? Because you can't call on the radio no more and say what is he talking about? Because they gonna cuss you out for.
But you will be able to hear him soon when I call in for Grown Man Radio. I know, but I decided to let the people know Grown Man Radio is still alive.
There's 3 I'm voting for. I'm putting a vote in for Gary McFadden for sheriff. I'm putting a vote in for Tijuana Brown, City Council at Large. And I'm putting the vote in for the real district.
P. Diddy in the city, baby. Pat Cannon.
I am District 3. Pat Cannon is at large.
Oh, that's right. She's District, because that's Pat Cannon's OC.
Yeah, he's at large.
She's District 3. Pat is at large.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Either way, that's who I'm voting for. Then I'm leaving the booth.
Right.
I don't give a damn about the rest of the sheet. I don't care about no tier program.
I
don't care about.
He is a comedian.
I'm voting Tijuana Brown.
Like crazy.
Tijuana Browns. Then I'm gonna check off Gary McFadden, and I'm gonna check off Pat Canada, and then I'm gonna turn my shit in.
Turn it in.
It's electronic.
Right, it's electronic. See, he in the old school, he writing it. And
you know I ain't voted in a long time. I'm still trying to write my vote in.
Thank y'all so much.
We love you too, Bernard.
I'm going in there with a cheat sheet. I'm going in there with my 3, so I don't mess it up.
You gotta hit the music, baby.
Listen, y'all.
Thank you, Bernard. Bernard. What Tone? Y'all say Tone? What? But look, before we go, shout out to Bernard and his wife Angela. Thank you for tuning in.
It's a grown man in the building. I don't think you're ready. Come on. We riding on some grown man years. We step into some grown man years. Conversation on some grown man years. Put your hands up on some grown man years. We puffing on some grown man years. We sipping on some grown man years. Come on. We vibing on some grown man years. We loving on some grown man years. I know, you know, that you're down with me. You know, I know
Lazy Airways,
that you're feeling me. Come on. Know that the time has passed for you to
Y'all laugh it up, tell a friend, tell a friend.